Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
We're always glad to be back, and I know you are too.
Okay, and if you guys don't know already, what we do here is help you navigate through your spiritual journey
back to your soul.
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
So what sparked our conversation for today?
Sorry, before we even dive into there, if you have not already, guys, we do appreciate your support. Go ahead and subscribe. We do drop videos like this every single week. And so back to today's topic, right?
Yes. So yesterday, we went to a conference and we were there, all day long pretty much, where we got the pleasure and opportunity of hearing, doctors, astrologists, who else were there?
Physicists.
Physicists, yes, and mathematicians.
Right.
Really just talk to us. Oh, and don't forget, geometry, biology, all of that.
Oh, yes, yeah. Professional people.
Right? Mm-hmm. And, they were all pretty much giving us their take on life, perspectives, and pretty much just dropping stuff that'll help us throughout our entire lives. Right. And there was one thing that really stuck out to us, because oftentimes as we live our worlds, the pressure, and the seriousness of the world makes us, grow away from our childlike spirit.
Exactly.
And become so serious.
Right.
To the point where we forget to play.
Okay. And so now we know already, right, that energy is not created or destroyed. And we know how potency energy is. And we've talked about it in the past, sexual energy, different type of energy. But today, like you say, we're going to talk about playfulness and playful energy.
Yes.
And how life-changing that is.
It is life-changing. But yes, as I was saying that, as we get older, we have kids, we tend to navigate away from that playful energy. And when we are in this state of mind, we're able to do miraculous things like solve problems that we're probably not able to solve if we were serious.
Right.
Just find more creative ways to really just hacking away at the issues of your life and finding other ways to be happy in the moment. Despite the circumstances. And that's a power move in itself.
It really is.
Rising yourself above the circumstance, whatever's going on, and still be able to crack that smile.
Right, because not everybody can. Like you said, we take life way too seriously. Mm-hmm. And you could tell because, that energy within itself, that serious energy is a stagnant energy. Mm-hmm. It's stuck, it's rigid, it's heavy. Mm-hmm. So bringing that playfulness to this is making things light. Like you were
flexible.
Yeah, adaptable. You could see things in a different light, mm-hmm. giving you solutions that you weren't, privy to because you weren't open to that. Mm-hmm. So, we have different hormones in our body, right? And so one of them is like dopamine. And we've talked about what dopamine does in our past videos, which we could link up.
Yes.
Right? So naturally, you get dopamine when you complete a task. And the first example that I come to mind when I think it's like, well, there are certain tasks in life that we have to do that aren't fun.
No.
How can we bring that playfulness energy into it? Like, for example, doing laundry. I mean, we know it's a task that has to be done, right? But I can't say I'm jumping for a door to do laundry.
Okay.
Right? So, when I think of that and how how do you bring playfulness energy to that? Well, I guess when we complete the task anyways, right, we do get that dopamine feeling. But how do you then get started? You get started by adding playfulness to it. When I
make it a game,
right? Like, okay, the whites go here, the colors go there. You playing music, you're having a good time. Next thing you know, time is flying and laundry's done. Mm-hmm. Like the folding, even too when I'm folding, it's like, okay, that's not a fun task to do.
Right.
But if I'm playing music in the background, I'm laughing, I'm making a game out of this, then it becomes an easier task to handle.
That's right. And as soon as you said folding laundry, I thought of that song. You put your right foot in, you put your left foot in, then you shake it all around. And you pretty much just like, as you're folding legs, as you're folding the arms, sing a song, and that'll really get you going, guys.
Right, I love that.
The next thing here is oxytocin, another happy hormone. And you'll get this feeling like when you play with your pets. Like I know some of us have dogs, we have a cat.
Yeah.
Give a compliment, hold your beloved's hands and just be playful, with each other, or, play laser tag with your cat. Like, they love to play anyway. Your dog will have no problem chasing you around your backyard. Go for a walk, go for a run. And just really keep that playful energy around you.
Okay, love that. And if we're diving in deeper, we'll talk about serotonin. And serotonin is a natural hormone that gets released out to you when you're out in nature, when you're meditating and you're getting some sun, and when you're, practicing mindfulness. Now, for a lot of those people who aren't into meditation, right, into mindfulness, they could look at it as it's a task. Well, I know when I first was, starting into meditation, you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta sit down in quietness or silence for how long, right? Well, make a fun game out of it. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're new to it, when you're diving into that world. When you think of mindfulness, like, think of like, okay, well, how long can I focus on something for a set amount of time? And you put a timer on your phone, and then you're like, wow, I did that for 2 minutes. That's pretty cool. I actually can do this longer than I think. You know what I mean? And then you even practice it even more, and do that with meditation. Make it a fun game. Like, okay, well, before this presentation starts, how long can I quiet my inner self and, get my groundedness on for, say, for a minute? You put your little buzzer on and you do it. You'll more likely realize that, one, you can do it. Two, it's not as boring because the time will fly a lot faster than you think. And three, you'll realize how short it was. Like, wow, this is really good for a minute. Let me go ahead and continue even to see if I could do that for 5-10 minutes a day.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then lastly, our endorphins, all right? So this gets released, when you watch a funny movie, when you're exercising, laughing, crack a joke, it's just really just bring that playful energy if you're able to joke about things. And, of course, let's stay away from like the hurtful jokes, the ones that we know aren't really funny.
Nope.
Because there's other ways that we can make each other laugh without taking jabs at each other, all right? Because that's not what we're talking about.
That part.
But yeah, and just, I know Adam Sandler, he's very good at making those, safe, happy, funny movies.
Family-friendly comedy. Go. Exactly.
Yeah, and those cartoons, those animes, just get into them, for a second if you have a moment. And really let those endorphins fill you up,
Okay.
Because for mental purposes, being able to be happy and just be playful is very beneficial, especially when it comes to like memorization,
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it is backed by science that as far as repetition, you'll need to repeat something 400 times in order to really remember it forever,
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like forever, not in just in our temporary, because, it'll take shorter amount of time to keep it in your temporary memory. But for longer periods of time, you need to repeat it 400 times.
And that's a long time. If you think about new subjects that you're learning, a new language or anything new, it's like 400 times. That's why a lot of us can't even commit to that length, and you forget it. Like you said, it's stored in a short-term memory.
Short-term memory, and then you forget it longer over periods of time. But guess what? If you make it playful, you make it a game, you make it something that you can have fun with, you only need to repeat it 10 to 20 times.
Whoa, that's
You'll remember it forever.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're out there trying to learn a new language, or out there learning a new skill, make it fun. Put a little game to it, because your brain is remembering that and forming new pathways to make it easier for you to remember it a lot faster.
Absolutely. So the next time you think about, certain state of minds that keep us in a place that is limited and restricted, like depression, sadness, anger, surprise yourself, psych yourself, and go do something fun, be playful, and you will see that neurons and new pathways will open up in your mind to seeing different perspectives, that may help you look at your situation totally differently. Because sometimes, blessings come in disguise. So if we're so focused on the negative portions that it brought, you won't see the positive aspects that it brought into your life.
Oh my gosh, and that's so true. Like, we get it. Life can get difficult for some. Life can get heavy and tense in the news and the media. That's the last thing you need in your life right now. You need more playfulness and energy. It doesn't matter how old you are, The idea that you stop being a kid when you turn a certain age is a lie. You will always have that kid version in you throughout your whole life.
And you need it for creativity, for imagination.
That part.
that part of you that grows, you know what I mean? So you don't like just become lifeless over time. I feel like the challenges of adults is really who can keep their childlike self for the longest.
That part, yeah. And you can always tell when somebody is too serious. You look at their eyes, and some of these adults and grown-ups, it's dead in the inside.
And they're usually the ones who have lots of health problems.
Oh, that part.
Like,
okay.
I'm not joking. I mean, you guys are self-inflicting yourself with for health issues for no reason.
Yeah.
When you're harboring all those other feelings, that we don't even get a moment to realize that, whether it's our own feelings or not, whether it's, just stuff that's unnecessary, you are making yourself sick. For what?
For what, boo? Let's stop that. And to even add on to that, it takes you more muscle to frown than it is to smile. Like, so though you're walking around with this sad face on, you're going against the grain. It's so much easier to just flip that around and turn it upside down. And that's really why that they say that.
Yeah.
So, it's something that to take with y'all when you go out there, because now, like I said, not all tasks are fun. And that's all right. We have to bring that funness and that youthful energy to it. So I hope that helps you all. I mean, I hope that, now that you think about certain things, you're just like, okay, like, let me do it a different way. Let me try this a new task, so you can bring that new umph to your life.
And this is water, guys. I don't drink, okay?
All right.
Just want to clear that up.
So guys, let us know what you think. How do you bring new energy or that youthfulness to your boring day-to-day task? How do you get those dishes done, the laundry and this and that? What do you do? What game do you make out of it with your spouses, with your kids, to clean and do all that kind of thing?
Yes, and don't look at it as just something for your kids. When you take your kids out to the park so they can play with them. Don't just sit here on your phone while you do business and watch them play. Join them in the fun. Play games with them, and just create little challenges for each other around the house so you can do chores together. Whatever way that you bring the fun and the playful energy into it, it'll benefit you in the long run, I promise you.
Okay, we were always gonna be team big kids over here.
We'll never grow up.
Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in, okay, and help you navigate your spiritual journey
Back to your soul.
Okay, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, bye.